everybody's doing really well today. So I am here to do a video that I really enjoy filming, and I've done a handful of these before, and it is the recent or upcoming coloring book releases. And while chatting to you today, I'll be coloring in my Rita Berman winter book. I am working on a picture in here for Christmas in July, and it looks like this. So far I'm really liking how it's turning out. It's 100% colored pencils. There's nothing else on here right now, and I'm using my Brute Funner pencils, and currently I'm just working on the little bubbles that go around. So I think I'm gonna continue working on the bubbles while chit-chatting to you about the exciting new things that are gonna be released, right? Who doesn't love new ideas for things to buy that we might not necessarily actually need? So I have a list going on Amazon that I kind of compile when I am digging around, looking for things, like I said, to purchase that I probably don't need. And therefore, everything that I mentioned will be linked because I did find it in the majestical universe of the Amazon. So that being said, the first book I'm going to talk about is 36 Funny Characters, an adult grayscale coloring book by Raquel Onet. And it was published on March 23rd, 2021. So it's not necessarily, it's not at all an upcoming release. You know, it's been out for a bit, but I actually haven't seen anything about this book. I haven't seen any flips or feedback or anything. So that's why I wanted to mention it, because I can't be the only one who's never seen this bad boy. And you do get to see the back of the book that shows you all of the characters that are, you know, illustrated. Oh, by the way, the only non-Brute Funner I'm using is a black pencil by Polychromos. Oh, Polychromos black pencil, because why not? But yeah, so this is a grayscale book, and I was reading some of the feedback that there's on Amazon and some of the descriptions, and it seems like it's a really good beginner book for grayscale because the pictures are not crazy detailed, so you can kind of get used to working with the existing shading and such. And I think the characters are precious. Like, they look like little silly characters, and you can definitely color them like mystical colors if you really wanted to, or you can try to make them more realistic if that's also something that you were interested in. It is a paperback book. The pages are not perforated, and yeah, they're single-sided, and there are 36 of them. And I'm actually considering getting this one because I have never colored anything grayscale. So to me, when I saw that this was kind of recommended as a potential beginner book for grayscale coloring, I was like, okay, interesting, like perhaps. So this one I will transfer from my list that I have of like new releases to my wish list so I can keep an eye on it. And in euros, it is $7.99. So the price is not too bad for 36 pages. I'm assuming it will be like Amazon printed paper. Just an assumption, not 100% positive. So I don't know about the quality of the paper, but the images look very nice. And just a little side note, I do put a blotter sheet like behind my page. I just have like an old piece of paper, and that's not because I'm like worried my pencils are going to transfer or anything, but because when I like press down to color, sometimes the ink from this page will transfer to the other page, and I want to avoid that as much as possible. So yeah. The second book actually hasn't been released, and there's no cover available for it. So you're probably thinking like, okay, like what? But it is called The Official Friends Coloring Book, the one with 100 images to color. How about yes, please? Like, oh my gosh. So when I saw this, I was so excited, and especially considering the fact that it's the official coloring book, you know, it's not like fan art or anything. Not that I'm anti-fan art, but you know, because it's going to have the official Friends label and everything on it, I'm assuming, or I'm also hoping, that they will have a lot of high quality images. This bad boy is going to be released in November 2nd, 2021. And as of right now, the pre-order price in euros again is 14.51. So considering the fact that it's an official coloring book, I'm, kind of impressed that they didn't charge like $25.99 or something. And yeah, there's no images available right now on Amazon, which is unfortunate, but it is saved on my wish list, so I'm going to keep an eye on it, and maybe hopefully closer to November 2nd, they will post at least a cover or some sort of preview. But this is one I'll probably end up getting just because Friends is one of my favorite shows of all time, and I'm really curious to see, what they decide to feature from the show. Like, is it going to focus more on characters or places or like items? So yeah, I'm really, really eager to see what is done with this one. And, oh, I'm sorry, the author is Scholastic. So I'm assuming that it's going to be a collection of artists maybe, because obviously Scholastic is a publishing company, not an artiste. That just made me think of those like Scholastic, what was it, like book fairs we had in elementary school, where they would come over and like take over the library for like a day or two, and then you can bring the catalog home, and then your parents would give you a couple bucks to go back to school and buy some sort of like paperback book from there. I don't know. Good times. I've always been a reader, so I used to love that. And then moving on, this is another book that's been out for a bit, but I wanted to talk about it because, again, I haven't seen anything about it. And it is the Floating Islands coloring book by Coco. It was released on April 23rd, 2021, and in euros it's 6.96. It looks really interesting. And I have to say, I'm very impressed with Coco and the fact that they're branching out into so many different types of artworks. I did a whole video on them like a couple months ago, and at that point, they didn't have that many coloring books, and the ones that they did were all kind of very similar style. So the fact that they're branching out and doing something like this book, like, kudos to them. They also recently started an Instagram, because I remember when I did that video, I wanted to link their Instagram, but they didn't have one. They do now. I follow it. They post really cool things. But this book looks really, really interesting. So it's black backgrounds, or at least like based on the images. And then there's like a floating island of some sorts in the middle that's white, and you get to color that. So I think the contrast of the black to the white itself is super striking. And then, of course, you will add color to the image and make it even more vibrant and spectacular. So let's see what the description is. The book contains 30 magical yet realistic illustrations that will take your breath away. On these mystical isles, okay, I'm assuming that's a typo, there are nature's creations such as mountains, planets, sorry, not planes, I'm struggling with reading, planets, ancient trees or animals, to man-made ones like boats, castles, lighthouses, and many more. So on Amazon, you are also able to see the back of the book that gives you a couple of examples, which I think is always helpful, so you kind of know what it looks like. And when I first saw it, I was like obviously stricken by the cover, because I think the cover is beautiful. Can we just talk about that cover for a second? But I was a little like skeptical about it because of the skeleton. I've mentioned many times I'm not a Halloween, like scary pictures kind of gal, so I was like, oh, that's probably not for me. But if you look in the back of the book, you will see that not all pictures are like spooky, creepy. It's just, the one they happen to choose for the cover. So that being said, it looks really cool. And again, I think Coco is doing a very nice job. I've had one book by them, And I'll be honest, I ended up passing it on. I colored in it for a bit and it just wasn't, it wasn't my favorite, but I have to say that has nothing like against them or their artwork. That was like a me preference. So, I mean, so far, I think they're doing a very nice job, and I haven't heard anything bad about their books or them as a printing company. So, moving right along to a book that was recently released a couple weeks ago, and it is by Jade Summer, and it's their Forest Animals coloring book. There are 50 images, unique designs, awesome, okay, so not duplicates, and it just has a bunch of like cute little forest critters, and I think it looks precious. You can see, I think, all of the pages, or at least the majority of the pages, on Amazon. Has a preview, love that. And it is paperback. It's going to be Amazon printed paper, you know, per usual with Jade Summer. And right now it's $6.99 in euros. So I'm assuming a similar price in US dollars. But again, I wanted to mention it because it is quite a new release, and also I haven't seen anybody talk about it or, you know, work in it or anything like that. So I wanted to bring attention to it in case anybody is on the prowl or interested in little critter books, and they all look very, very cute. They also don't look super detailed, so I think it will be quite easy coloring. You know, you can use your alcohol markers and then maybe do some shading if you wanted to, but it's not crazy detailed, so it will be very relaxing and very easy peasy. And who doesn't want that, right? Moving on to a book that, again, has been out for a bit now. But again, I just haven't seen anybody talk about it. And it is Siren C's Mermaid coloring book by Charity Grace Leblanc. And it was released on April 24th of this year. It is currently at $8.92 in euros. And Amazon itself doesn't show any previews of the book, but if you scroll down to the comments, you will see that a few people have posted their completed images, so you'll be able to see kind of the style of the artwork. And I do have to say I was quite intrigued. I thought it looked really nice, and I was genuinely expecting to have seen this book during May because of, what is it? Mermaid. For a second, I forgot that word. But I didn't see this book, and I'm not sure why. But yeah, it looks really cool, and I know, like, you know, a lot of people like mermaid coloring books, and the pictures themselves also look very, very pretty and not too crazy detailed. Like, there don't appear to be really backgrounds, maybe like side characters to the mermaid in the picture, but not like elaborate backgrounds. So I don't know how I feel about this red. I feel like it's too orangey, you know? Let's see if I can red it up a bit. But yeah, that is Siren C's, and the description is looking for the perfect way to relax, unwind, and express yourself artistically. Oh my gosh, what is happening to me today? Look no further. This is the coloring book for you. Siren Seas is a collection of hand-drawn mermaid designs by Charity Grace LeBlanc, aka the Mermaid Ninja. Oh my, what a title. I like it. This coloring book for adults invites artists of all ages to dive into the sea of magic and mermaids. Each design was inspired by meaningful people and experiences in Clarity's life, and she hopes you find your own inspiration behind each piece as well. And there are 30 original images in here. Wow. And their paper is single-sided, which is great. So you can use those beloved alcohol markers. And I don't know, I think it's really nice that this book is kind of like sentimental to her, and everything in there is inspired by something from her life. I quite like that. Is this pencil making any difference to make this look less orange? Okay, it is. I can work with that. So then moving on, this is a book by Coloring Book Cafe, and it is called the Castle Gardens Coloring Book. It is currently $5.95 and it was released on June 16th, 2021. And they pump out books, like I feel like every other day. Like they just create so many cool books. I don't know how they can keep up, but this was one of their recent releases and it looks really beautiful. It has some beautiful castles and a lot of like florals and just gardens, greenery. So I think if you're somebody who enjoys coloring the outdoors and just like landscapes, look no further. This book is magnificent. I am kind of intimidated by landscapes, I'll be honest, I am, and like exteriors of houses and castles and stuff. So I'm a little scared to get this one, but at the same time, I know there's so many people that love like pictures of the outdoors. I mean, Teresa Goodrich does amazing pictures of the outdoors and exteriors, right? And I mean, I feel like if you like her work, maybe also check this one out. I'm not saying that the artwork is similar, but it's a similar topic in a way, you know, just the outdoors and the beautiful florals and everything like that. And it says, do you want to explore the extravagant wonders of classic castle grounds? Why, yes, please. Are you looking for a way to fuel your imagination with stunning courtyards, majestic castle towers, and tranquil hidden groves? This book is for you. Oh my God. That sounds delightful. And you can see previews on Amazon, which is fabulous. So you can know what you're about to pay for, and you can see the beautiful, tranquil castles. I don't know, they are busy bees. Coloring Book Cafe and Creative Haven, I don't know who's behind those companies, but they are kicking butts and taking names because they are busy and they're printing some fabulous things. Speaking of Creative Haven, they are also releasing a bunch of new things. So the one that I am probably the most excited for is another George Tufexis book. I love my George Tufexis color by number books. They are so detailed, but they're so much fun. His newest one, or his next upcoming one, is released later this month. I have had it pre-ordered for months at this point, and I think it comes out on the 20th of July, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember, but all I know is that I've had it pre-ordered for absolute ages now, and I can't wait to get my hands on that one. This one is going to be released on February 16th, 2022. So not anytime soon. And I do have to say, when I saw the title, Endless Summer, I was not expecting a release date of February. Like, to me, that's a tad odd. It's like releasing a Halloween book in April. Like, to me, it's just a little weird, but I guess maybe he wants more people to get their hands on the book by the time summer comes. I don't know. Yes, I will be getting this one. The only reason I haven't pre-ordered it is I'm not sure if I'm going to move out of my apartment at that point, or if I'm going to be in my apartment, or, you know, kind of what is going to be happening at that point. So I wanted to wait up a bit, but yes, I will definitely be getting this one. I love, love, love my George Tufexis books. Can't wait. It's going to be magnificent. They're also releasing a new Marjorie Sarnot book. It will be coming out again on February 16th, 2022. These are really far in the future. And it is called the Creative Haven Farm Sweet Farm Coloring Book. And it is $5.37 as the pre-order price. And I know that that price can go down, but in that case, you will just get refunded, which I think is really nice. That happened to me with Johanna Basford's Worlds of Wonder. I think I saved like 60 cents and they refunded me for it, you know. Love a bargain. But it says, escape to the countryside with these 31 wonderfully unique farm scenes. The imaginative and beautifully detailed illustrations include cute baby chicks, ducklings, piglets, ponies, and other barnyard animals, surrounded by cornfields, haystacks, and tractors, plus lots, oh my gosh, of decorative fruits, vegetables, and flowers. So there are 31 pages, and per usual, it's going to be single-sided, and I'm assuming perforated, because all the books I have from Creative Haven always come perforated. I don't know why I'm struggling with reading so much today. I did recently wake up from a nap, so that could be it. But I don't know. I've had a good day, so I have absolutely no reason to be all over the place like I am at the moment. And then moving right along, there is a Jade Summer book. And this is, I think, one that I'm gonna get. Just something about it really calls to me. As I was saying that I'm kind of afraid of like exteriors and stuff. This is Jade Summer's Country Summer. And it has 50 images of charming country scenes, beautiful rustic landscapes, and lovable farm animals. Sounds cute. Also sounds like something I would be terrified of. But for some reason, this one is kind of inspiring me to give it a shot. I'm also really not liking this flower. I don't know what it is. Hopefully I can fix whatever is happening here. And sorry, I forget what I'm doing. It was released on June 22nd. It is currently listed as $6.99 in euros. And again, it's Jade Summer. It looks very nice. So it's going to be single-sided. And it just sounds, again, very kind of similar to, what's her name? Oh my gosh. Teresa Goodridge. I don't know why, but whenever like I see like beautiful artwork of landscapes and the outdoors, I immediately think of her. Obviously, she creates beautiful artwork of the outside and everything, but I feel like there's other artists that do as well. But for some reason, I always immediately think of her. I don't know. Guess everybody's mind goes somewhere, right? And speaking of Teresa Goodridge, I want to talk about her upcoming release that is coming out in January 2022. It is called Creative Haven Country Kitchen Charm Coloring Book. Looks so nice. The pre-order price is $5.41 in euros. And this is kind of, you know, signature Teresa Goodridge. It has lots of details, country charm. You get 31 images, and it says 31 beautifully detailed illustrations, including a delightful collection of kitchen scenes from vintage to modern, highlighted by quaint crockery, shabby chic furnishings, oh my, pretty table settings, window herb gardens, mouth-watering baked goods, and more. How nice. And again, single-sided, perforated, delightful. You can't go wrong with a Teresa Goodridge book. Woman does amazing work. But yeah, that is a 2022 release, so something to look forward to. I mean, I appreciate the fact that they tell us so far in advance, but at the same time, it kind of makes me bitter because I just want the books now, you know? I've never really been good at waiting. That has never been a strong point for me. So now that I know these things are coming out, I'm like, yeah, but like, how about just like now? But I'll wait. I think I'll end up getting the Jade Summer, the country scenes, I think it was called, coloring book, because that one for some reason is really calling my name. And potentially the first book that I talked about, the 36 like cute little weird characters, because I think it would be nice to kind of start dipping my toe into grayscale images. And with those, it looks like it's quite easy to, you know, get fancy with it because they're quite simple. So that is all of the books that I wanted to mention today. So that is 10 new upcoming releases, or things that were recently released, or things that I just haven't seen people talk about. But yeah, this is my picture so far. I'll be honest, I'm not really happy with that flower, so I'll try to fix it. But I definitely foresee myself finishing this picture probably today. And I'm really excited. It's my first Christmas in July picture for 2021, and I don't know if I did any last year either because I was still quite new to the coloring world and community. But thank you so much to everybody for watching. Thank you so much for the lovely belated birthday wishes. I had a great time. And then also one last thing, if you are watching this sometime in July, I do have a giveaway going on my channel, so do check out that video if you want to get your hands on a free book, because why not? But yes, thank you so much for joining, and I'll see everybody in the next one. Bye.